Okay, I am facing connectivity issue. Internet is breaking sometimes. The internal syllabus will be the module 1 only. From my portion. And from SSP sir's portion, probably the torsion. Please confirm from him. Now, we will learn about bending moment. Bending moment is the resultant of all the moments or addition of all the moments of one side of a section. The bending moment at a section is considered positive if the bending moment at that section is such that it tends to bend the beam to a curvature having concavity at the top. What I am trying to say is the bending moment is calculated as the resultant or addition of all the bending moments starting with any side of that particular but particular section. Okay, so suppose we take a section and we will take only one side, either left or right, just like the shear force, and we add all the moments. Now those bending moment will be positive type if that forces or those moments together trying to bring the moment like this, where the concavity at top and convexity at bottom. So this will be a positive bending moment. And when the forces are trying to bend the beam like this way, then it will be negative bending moment. Now we can say when a bending moment faces situation like this, when you take a section and the left hand side facing moment clockwise and the right hand side facing moment counterclockwise, then it will be positive bending moment. When in cases of a section, the left hand side is counterclockwise facing counterclockwise moment and the right hand side facing clockwise moment, in such case it will be negative bending moment. The thing you should remember is these two images only, this image and this image. When about a section, the left side of the beam tries to move upward and the right hand side tries to shift downward, then it will be a positive shear force. Similarly, if the beam tries to bend like this way, which is also called sagging, then it will be positive bending moment. And if the opposite occurs, if the beam bends like this way, then it will be negative bending moment. So in shear force, whenever on the right hand side the applied force is trying to rotate the object counterclockwise direction, the shear force will be negative and the bending moment will be positive. So in this particular case, where there is two different reaction forces, 500 Newton, 500 Newton, and these two reaction forces are created to support a force 1000 Newton at the middle. So in that case, if we draw bending moment diagram, bending moment and shear force diagram as those diagrams which expresses the change of shear force or bending moment along the length of the beam. So we will draw a neutral line again, or a zero line, or a baseline. Okay, you can say neutral line, baseline, zero line, whatever you want to say. So now we will just take this YY section as we have taken earlier while we are drawing the shear force diagram. So now we will take this YY section for reference. Now then you see the shear force working is 500 Newton upward. Now if this is at x length, at YY the moment been created is 500 into x. So the moment created at section YY, there is only one force. So total force is 500 Newton into x distance, say x meter. So 500 into x, Newton meter will be the unit. Now it is in which direction? It is in counterclockwise direction. So it is direction is CCW. So in the right hand side, if the beam tries to move upward or it tries to rotate counterclockwise, then the situation of this beam occurs like this. The right hand portion is trying to move up, the right hand section tries to facing a moment counterclockwise. In such case the bending moment is positive. So in that case this bending moment at section YY is positive, and the next force is at section C. The next force is at section C. So now if the section YY taken between any point between C and B, in that case this equation holds good. At any point between C and B, this equation holds good. So up to point C, this bending moment will change linearly, as the equation is 500 into x. So it will be a linear equation, and at this midpoint at C, the bending moment will be 500 into capital L by 2, where L is the length of the beam. So it will start from 0. As you can see, if we take the section at B, then this x value becomes 0. So it will become 0, and when we talk about section C, we get 500 into L by 2. So M bending moment at B is equal to 500 into 0 becomes 0. So it will start from 0, it will move up linearly, where this value is 500 into L by 2. This is the right hand section. Now you take any section at the left hand side. Say we are considering this YY section at the left hand side of the C. Okay, so this is our new YY section. Now if that YY section is taken between any point in A and C, in such case, if this distance is say y, then this myy means moment, bending moment at section yy will be 500 Newton into y meter. So it will become 500 into y Newton meter, and the direction of it will be clockwise. Now the left side of the beam facing a clockwise moment. So look, it relates to this condition, the left portion facing clockwise, and here also this showing this condition, okay, sagging condition. So in this case the bending moment is positive. So for any length of y, for any value of y, while y is between A to C, then our moment will be positive because it is matching with this condition and this condition. So at y equal to 0, at A, it will be 500 into 0 will be equal to 0. At MC, it will be again 500 into L by 2, which will be clockwise. So matching with this condition, it will be also positive. So finally it will connect like this. So now the bending moment diagram will be like this. So this is your shear force diagram, this is your bending moment diagram. This is a very common question in interviews. You will be given a problem and you have to draw shear force and bending moment diagram, and along with you have to explain it how you have came to this conclusion. Okay, so is this clear? Shear force and bending moment, the concept, is this clear? Now we go for different type of loading and different type of beams. Before we get into different combinations of beams and loadings, is the concept clear? Have you understood this shear force diagram and bending moment diagram and how to draw them? Give me replies in chat boxes. Everybody give me replies in chat box. Okay, very good then. Now we will proceed to next topic. We will take a cantilever. Cantilever means one side is fixed, other end is free. Now in this case there are some point loadings. The first one is 800 Newton, second one is 500 Newton, the third one is 300 Newton. Okay, the lengths are given 0.5 meter, this is 0.7 meter, this is 0.8 meter. Okay, 0.5, 0.7, 0.8, these are the lengths given, and the forces are 300, 500, 800 Newton. Okay, our job is to draw the shear force and bending moment diagram. So we will elongate this line, and as well as we'll also elongate these lines too. Now we draw a baseline or neutral line or ground line. There are several things you can write. So if this is the ground line, our first job is to understand what the sections to be taken. Let's us continue from any one side. So here um, we will start with the free end. You can start from anywhere. In that case, you have to uh, replace this support with a reaction force. So whenever you are doing it, your first job is to replace the support with reaction force. As because we will start from the right, we do not need to replace this one because we will start from the right. So we will not take use of the left end. So that's why the reaction will not be required. But it is always better to replace the support with a reaction force. Now if we take a section between, we name them first. Say this end is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. So we will take a section between C and D. If we take a section between C and D, then we can see there is no change of force, only a single force. So because there is single force, and if we take a section between C and D, say let us assume at any problem here. So on the right hand side, the force is trying to shift the right hand portion of the section downward. So the shear force will be positive or negative. Reply me in the chat box. If the section taken between C and D, the shear force will be positive or negative. Everybody please provide your replies. We are taking section between C and D. So right hand portion of your imagined assumed section is going down. We check for the conditions. Right hand portion of the section going down, the shear force positive. Look what is happening. If we check, if you take a section here, the right hand portion of this section is going down because there is only one force, 800 Newton downward. So it will be unchanged throughout the length and will be positive. So up to this much will be 800 Newton. At C, the value will be changed. Now, how the value will be changed? Because there is 500 Newton addition. So if you take a section between B and C, okay, listen very carefully. you are taking a section between B and C. Suppose the section is here. If it is so, on the right hand side, the shear force will be called at the section will be the summation of all the forces on either of the side. So we are taking the right hand side. So shear force at this section is this taken section. We are taking the right hand side. So the resultant force is how much? 500 plus 800. So up to this much is 800. Then again here it will change by 500 Newton. Between two point forces, between 2 point loads, the thing will not change, the shear force will not change. So here the change will occur at the condition of point load, and the change will be positive 500 Newton. Similarly, if the section is taken between A and B, 300 Newton will be added more. So it will be more rise up, and this much will be 300 Newton. So this will be the diagram of the shear force of this beam. Okay. Now, if you want to draw bending moment, then let us find out. Again, we have to draw a ground line. Say we call this ground line as BM. You can just give anything. So for the condition when shear force becomes positive, we have seen earlier bending moment becomes negative. So these forces are actually trying to bend the beam like this way, causing a hogging of beam. So if you take a section here between C and D, the right hand side facing a clockwise load. If you take a section between B and C, then also this right hand side taking a clockwise load. So what happens if the beam takes right hand side a clockwise load? See, the right hand portion of the beam taking clockwise load, bending moments become negative. So here the bending moment will be negative. Now the question is, what will be the relationship? So if you take the section here as YY, so at that section bending moment will be force into distance, so it will be 800, and if the distance is x, then it will be 800 into x Newton meter clockwise. So we are taking the right hand section and it is having clockwise movement, so it will be negative. Similarly, at point D we will get bending moment value 0. At point C the bending moment value will be minus 800 into the length is given 0.8. So it will be 640 Newton meter, and the sign will be minus. Now here the equation is 800 into x, so it will be linear, so the curve will be linear. So from 0 to 640, from 0 to 640 it will be linear. So you have to point this as straight line, and you have to mark this value as 640 Newton meter. Next, if you take section between B and C, so this has been done between C to D. Now we will take section between B and C. So if we take section B and C, then at section say XX, now this section XX is taken at a distance x from D or from this free end. So the section taken XX, then the bending moment at section XX will be 800, of course minus 800 into length is how much, into x, and for this 500 it will be 500 into this distance is x minus 0.8, x minus 0.8. So this is the equation between B and C. Now we have already known moment at C, so we will find out bending moment. This is also linear equation. Now we find out moment at B, bending moment at B. In that case, x will be equal to minus 800 into x will be equal to 0.7 plus 0.8 minus 500 into 0.7. So upon calculating, we will get, it will be minus 1550 Newton meter. And this equation is also linear. So it will be like this. This line and this line having different slope. These are not same slope. So we are not just increasing it. We are taking this value from here calculated. So this is 1550 Newton meter. Now we have to elongate this. Now if the section been taken between A and B, if the section taken between A and B, then let us draw it here, another section, say PP section, okay, at a distance of small p from the free end. Small p, okay. So in that case, for 800 the distance is this much, and of course it is on the right hand side and clockwise, so it will be negative. So we will write at section P the bending moment will be minus 800 into P. Again for this force minus 500 into the distance is P minus 0.8 minus for 300 into the distance is x minus 0.7 minus 0.8. So we are calculating the resultant moment. Now putting all the values for condition A, this is also you will find linear. So this is not x, this is P is taken. So this is also linear because it is only varying with p to the power 1. So this will be linear. So at A we can write minus 800 into the total distance 0.5 plus 0.7 plus 0.8, that will be the distance, minus 500 into 0.5 plus 0.7 minus 300 into 0.5. So calculating all this, we will get minus 2350 Newton meter. So this curve will be further like this, and here it will be 2350 Newton meter. You have to write this is also straight line, this is also straight line. So is it understood how we are calculating the moments and taking the signs? Give me your replies. Everybody please provide reply so that I can understand the majority of you have been understood this, because these concepts are very very important, not only for this semester. This is important for your whole career. The signs, either you take uh, clockwise positive or you take clockwise negative, that is of course your choice, but you have only two options: either what we are doing now, or you just make it opposite. It is your choice. You can make that choice, because in different book, maybe they have taken different myths, they have taken different systems, but it is always recommended to follow any one rule, otherwise it will be mixed up situation. And when you are trying to remember, you just remember only the positives. So just remember the positive things, and rest of the things will be automatically be negative. So the way I remember, when I was student, I can remember my method was only to remember what is positive. You see, in case of shear force, left side goes up, right side goes down. That will be positive, and nothing you need to remember. Whatever you find opposite of it will automatically become negative. You don't need to remember the negative. What you remember is positive one, and if the shear force become positive, generally the bending moment become negative. How I am saying it? If you look here, when the right hand side, the force is counterclockwise, then the shear force is negative and bending moment is positive. So you just remember for bending moment these two things. When it is bent like this, it will be positive; bent like this, it will be negative. And in case of shear force, right side down positive, left side up positive, and the opposite will be negative. So don't get confused. Only remember the condition of positive things. And upon some solving of problems, you can remember, and you can also understand in a better way how to do this in your own. I am repeating it again and again and again. The strength of material subject is not only just for passing out this semester. This is for your whole career. You cannot hide from it. If you stay in mechanical region, you have to carry strength of material with in every step of your life, whatever you do. So I will recommend to buy a book for this particular subject. You can buy any book, but just at least any one book you should buy on this subject. Okay, now it's already 2:44. I'll try to quickly go through a topic on same cantilever beam. But in this case, this loading is a uniformly distributed load, and the loading is as such 2 kilonewton per meter, and as well as there is another loading, point load, which is 3 kilonewton. The total length is just give me a moment. Okay, I'll make the problem little more interesting. I'll make the loading here. This 3 kilonewton load is here. The end is free. Okay, so the length will be as such. It is 0.25 meter. In between that is 1 meter, and this is again 0.25 meter. So in this case, we'll elongate the sides. Okay, now we'll draw the shear force diagram. From looking at it, we can understand that all the shear force will be positive. Why? Because all the forces are downward, just like in previous problem. So let us find out. We will take this ground line so that there might be sufficient space between this region. Okay, so now this is our ground line, shear force line, zero shear force line. Now upward is, if you write it here, it will be positive. If you write below the line, it will be negative. So now looking at the portion here, we can name them. Say this is AB, and this point is C, and this point is D. Okay, so now here, if you look between C to B, okay, we are talking between C to B. If we choose a function at a section X, section XX from B at a distance small x, okay, we'll just imagine it. Section XX is taken at a distance small x from B. Okay, we are just assuming it inside our head, or you can draw it here also. That will, will be some more scratch on your figure. You can draw it, or suppose you can use pencil. You can use pencil at a distance x. This is your xx. Now then the shear force at xx will be how much? The resultant perpendicular force or the resultant force perpendicular to the axis of the beam on either side of that section. So we are taking the right hand portion only because there are less number of forces available. The forces are only loading 2 kilonewton per meter. The length is x. So the total load in this region between x to b is 2 into x, and the unit will be kilonewton meter. This is the hybrid unit because there is a kilo. So let's just keep it this way, 2x kilonewton meter. Okay, now so you see the shear force equation becomes a linear equation. This is not constant, this is depending on x. So at x equal to 0, at b x equal to 0, shear force at b is 2 into 0 is equal to 0. Unit will be kilonewton meter, whatever it is, because this is 0. At now section C over here, at section C, the x value will be 0.25 meter. So shear force at C will be 2 into 0.25. Unit will be kilonewton meter. So it will be 0.5 kilonewton meter. So equation, these values are positive. This shear force will be positive. So this is also positive. Equation is linear. So it will be look like this. And this much is how much? Is 0.5 kilonewton meter. Again, if you take section between D and C, we are taking section between D to C. There is a point load at C. So there is a sudden increase of shear force. So if here it is 0.5 kilonewton meter, it will directly rise by some amount, and this rise will be 3 kilonewton meter. Sorry, this rise will be, sorry, this is, we are considering we have a problem in the unit. This is not meter because the unit of this loading is 2 kilonewton per meter. 2 kilonewton per meter into meter gives us 2 kilonewton. Similarly, these are all kilonewton. Shear force, these are all kilonewton. Kilonewton per meter into meter. 2 kilonewton per meter into x meter. So gives us 2 kilonewton. So this is actually kilonewton. Sorry for this mistake. Now between D to C, yeah, unit of UDL should be kilonewton per meter. So I have not seen your issues, chats. I was busy explaining. You have yeah, I'll upload these class recordings. I'll upload these recordings, don't worry. Yeah, unit M will cancel out. Very good point you have understood. I'm happy that you have understood, you have found out the flaw